What's up everybody, it's Seth from Fowler Customs, and today I'm going to be reviewing the brand new Kobe AD. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't yet, but with all that being said, let's get into it. So the Kobe AD is the first Kobe signature model to come out after Kobe's retirement, hence the AD, or after death naming. A lot of people are wondering how this shoe will perform just because Kobe won't be wearing this on court. However, Kobe did have a lot of influence in designing the shoe, so you could probably expect a little bit better version of the Kobe 11. Also, if you're interested in the Kobe 11, I've also done a review of that shoe. There'll be a card at the top of the screen if you want to check that review out. But before we get into the shoes themselves, let's take a look at the box. Here it is. It bears a striking resemblance to the Kobe fade to black boxes with that sort of snakeskin pattern or the mamba pattern, whatever you want to call it. The fade to black boxes had a white to black gradient, whereas this is more of sort of a yellow-green color. You've got Kobe's logo on the top, the Nike swoosh on the back, and on the front, of course, Kobe's signature and the size tag. I got a size 9, my true size, and while we're on that topic, let's talk about fit of the shoe for a second. The Kobe AD does fit true to size lengthwise. However, if you're a wide footer, you might want to go up half a size because it does fit a little tight around the sides of your foot until you break it in. Also, if you just prefer a little bit of extra room, maybe go up half a size, but I would say true to size is probably the best way to go. The colorway that I got is the launch colorway. It's officially cool gray, white, black, and the suggested retail price is $160. But now moving into the shoes themselves, I know you've already seen them, but here they are again, the Kobe AD. The overall design of this shoe doesn't stray much from the Kobe 11, and that's true for pretty much every Kobe model since the Kobe 4. They basically are just incremental upgrades on the previous shoe. So if you really like hooping in Kobe's, you know what you're in for. It's pretty much more of the same. There are some material differences between the Kobe AD and the Kobe 11, and the first and most obvious is the upper. It's made up of breathable mesh rather than Flyknit. Personally, I think the breathable mesh upper is a bit more comfortable than the Flyknit. However, it's not as breathable, so your foot's probably going to be sweating a little bit more, but you do get a bit more movement in the toe area. Although the upper is made up of one shade of gray, you do get some areas of interest with these embroidered details around the shoe. You've got a triangle leading towards the toe of the shoe, and then you've also got these lines moving upwards toward the front of the shoe that honestly kind of remind me of Flyknit a little bit, but they aren't at all. It's just kind of a design detail. I'm not sure why they did that. Maybe it was a way to tie back into the Kobe 11. Who knows? Of course, you've got the Nike swoosh in white on the side of the shoe. One thing I really like about this shoe is the lockdown, and that's not only because it has a lot of padding on the interior of the shoe, but it's also because of the Flywire lacing system. The way Flywire works is whenever you lace your shoe, the laces pull the Flywire together, and that in turn pulls the sides of the shoe together. It's similar to a regular lacing system, except the Flywire extends throughout the body of the shoe, so you get a tighter fit and a better lockdown. An interesting thing about this shoe is that they use rope laces rather than flat laces. I'm not exactly sure why they did that, whether it was a design choice or what it was. For me, they don't seem to tie as well as flat laces, so we'll see how that goes the more I play in this shoe, but it's something to think about. As you move back on the shoe, the material changes from this breathable mesh to this sort of suede nubuck material. I'm assuming that's mostly aesthetic, but it could also be there for a little bit extra stability and support. On the back of the shoe, you've got one of the most distinguishing features of the shoe, and that's this sort of translucent, holographic sort of heel counter on the shoe. I'm not sure if other Kobe ADs will keep this rainbow colored heel counter, but personally I like it just because it breaks up from sort of this monotonous gray that's going on, because personally, without this, the shoe's kind of boring. But of course, this heel counter is there for more than just looks. It's also to provide stability and help you with lockdown. It's fine, there's nothing crazy about it. It's not especially stable or anything like that. It's just kind of there. Moving up the back of the shoe, you've got this sort of faux leather area on the back of the heel. On the right shoe, you've got Kobe's signature, and on the left shoe, you've got this DNA strand. You'll also notice that the back area of the ankle is a little bit taller than most other low tops, and that's because it also doubles as a pull tab. Something interesting that Nike did is that they added this sort of sticky rubber triangle here, so it's a little bit easier to grip when you pull it on your foot. Inside the shoe, you've got Kobe's logo in white, and as I mentioned before, the shoe is heavily padded, very similar to all the other Kobe's in the Kobe signature line. That's great if you really like padding, but this is going to require some break-in time if you go true to size. Under the heel, there is an air zoom unit. However, the rest of the shoe is just a standard Phylon midsole. Kobe really prefers that setup, and it's great if you really like explosive movements and don't need a lot of padding in the midsole. However, if you do like a lot of padding, I would suggest trying a Boost model from Adidas because it's almost like walking on a cushion. Moving down the shoe, as I said before, you've got your standard Phylon midsole. On the lateral side, you've got this sort of semi soft TPU cage almost that gives you a little bit more lateral support when you're moving from side to side. On the medial side, it's just your standard exposed midsole. Moving to the bottom of the shoe, you've got this relatively soft rubber compound, and I haven't played in this shoe for that long of a time, so I can't give you too much of an overview of the traction. However, from what I felt, it wasn't really a problem. To be fair, I was playing on a very clean court, so I'm sure you wouldn't have too many traction problems with any other models of shoes. But something to keep in mind is that the grooves in the traction aren't that deep, so if you're playing on a pretty dusty court, I would assume you have to wipe pretty often. Before I wind down the video, I really want to thank Jeff from the Nike Soho store. He really helped me out when picking these up. He even let me on the court to try these out. He's an awesome dude, and I hope to run into him again. Make sure to check that store out in person if you can, and if you can't, I was there on the grand opening and filmed a vlog. You can check out that video at the top of the screen. It's an awesome store, and of course they have everything when it comes to Nike, so it's definitely worth checking out. Overall, this is a really solid performer. There was nothing about it that I really disliked, but there wasn't really anything about it that I loved. So it's kind of a middle of the road shoe for me. The price point $160 is a lot better than previous Kobe models recently because they were getting crazy expensive. If you're a fan of the Kobe line for performance basketball, this is kind of more of the same. It's a slightly upgraded version of the Kobe 11, so you really can't go wrong grabbing this shoe. If you're really looking for midsole cushioning though, this probably isn't the way to go. I'd probably go towards more of an Adidas model, but this is definitely a really solid shoe, and the one thing I really like about the Kobe line is that they look great both on and off the court. So this is really a shoe that you can ball in at night and then wear around the office the next day. The design of this shoe is pretty unassuming, so if you like that look, this is a good shoe to pick up. Now that we've got the review out of the way, let's put these guys on feet and see how they look. That's pretty much it for the video, guys. Make sure to leave a comment in the comment section down below letting me know what you think of the Kobe AD and also what your favorite Kobe signature model is. Also, don't forget to check out FowlerCustoms.com. There's still some shirts available in various sizes. The link will be in the description below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to Fowler Customs if you want to see more content just like this, and follow Fowler Customs in all other forms of social media.